Christian. Welcome. Would you like to play a game?
I would love to play a game.
There it is. Hello.
Start out strong. Let's go.
I have final edit. This is fine. So.
Keep this in. Keep it all in.
No. It's definitely got it edited out. So, you are the first to do one of these sessions, our little prologue into your character. If you want to tell the people a little bit about you as a creator before we get into the game proper, so they can get to know you, get to know what you do, where to find you outside this game.
Ooh. Hey everybody in the interweb space. Hi, my name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, all over the internet. I'm a TTRPG performer and educator here in the space, and I guess event coordinator. I can add that title onto there now.
Yes, you absolutely can.
I'm in a bunch of games. Sundays, I'm on Tragedy of Theologian, Greek Myth Inspired 5e campaign. Thursdays, I'm on Darkness Over New Orleans. You can look those both up on my link trees. I'm in a bunch of other games too. I'm in so many goddamn games. I need a whole like thesaurus for all the games I'm in. So
hell yeah.
But right now it's a new game.
Right now it's a new game. It's a new world.
So excited.
It's a new day.
Yes.
Welcome to Chaos Theory.
Ooh.
Now,
what a name.
As we dive into our character, we will wait to reveal the name for just a bit. We zoom in on an overhead shot of the city of Abidon towards the southwestern district, one that is often overlooked by both people in power and people everywhere else in the city. The Wallows, a poorer district that has these muddy dirt roads and very occasionally floods from the water that runs off from the Magewood. The official name for this district is the Shade Lane District, but the locals refer to it as the Wallows because life here is less than pleasant. However, our story begins much smaller than any city or district itself. Our story today begins with two people at a table playing chess. Now, these two individuals sitting across from themselves, one of them is your character. Would you like to describe to the people what they are seeing?
Sure. Currently playing chess, most likely losing, is a large, stocky, 6'1" hobgoblin with scarlet red skin, chin strap beard, heavy 5 o'clock shadow. His hair's messy black dreads that are wrapped up in a messier bun/ponytail with small streaks of grayish white here and there. He is wearing what I would call the quintessential noir style detective outfit. Nice 3-piece long coat. Looks incredibly weathered, like it's kind of past its prime, but at the same time it's not worn enough. And if you're paying very close attention, you might see that he is missing an arm that is replaced with a kind of arcane powered, like potion filled prosthetic arm.
Mm-hmm.
And leading up against, I guess, the nape of the neck or the collarbone, there are small hints of green tendrils that spider web up, scarring up to his neck and stopping at his right cheek, like in this region here. And now at his side, like put aside on the chessboard, like set or near it, there is a basket hilted saber with a red blade sitting there, nice and pristine.
Interesting. So the blade he carries is pristine, but his clothing and attire, not so much. Okay.
Not so much, no.
The gentleman sitting across from... Did you say their name?
I did not. Shall I say their name now?
If you'd like to.
Sure. My name is Frost Fitzgerald, but you can just say Fitz. Please just say Fitz.
As Fitz sits there, contemplating the position of all the pieces, where to move next, how to best attain their victory, the figure across from them, an acquaintance of yours in recent weeks, an individual named Carvis, who, sort of a plain-looking human, probably about mid-40s, but their hair is grayer for someone their age, especially on the sides, and this sort of haggard-looking, very worked face of somebody who has put in a lot of hours in either a factory or tilling fields in their life. They look at the board, chuckle to themselves, and say, Knight to E5, and wait for you to move their piece.
Moves it reluctantly, seeing what it's going to do to the board.
Let's check.
Yes, it certainly is.
Come on, Fitz. Well, never mind. I do have all day, I guess.
Rook to G5.
He lets out a big sigh and says, it's not your game. I get it. Bishop, take queen. Check. Listen, we could play something else. So, this is really up to what you bring to the table. Okay?
I need to learn.
Fair enough.
Apparently, I forgot learning means getting my ass kicked.
Until it doesn't anymore. That's usually what I learned. How about this? A little hint? You got one move to make to get you out of this.
What?
That's all I'm going to say. You're a grown man. You can make decisions for yourself.
Yes, I can.
If you'd like to, you can make an investigation check on this board state.
First roll.
First roll of the whole campaign. Don't fuck it up.
Campaign.
Don't fuck it up.
You said investigation?
I did say investigation.
15.
15. Okay. There's a moment where you think you've seen the right piece of the puzzle, the right move or sequence of events that can get you your win.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a moment of self-doubt. There's a moment of, lack of confidence in the environment you're currently trying to piece together. Until an onlooker looks at the board and says, oh, you could move that piece to the black square there in front of his horsey piece. And Carvis turns and says, hey, do you mind? We're in the middle of something.
We'll look over to the figure. Part of them is upset that they couldn't think of it themselves, but at the same time, I'm not going to not take advantage of this help, and I'm going to move the piece to the suggested spot.
Okay. And the individual says, yeah, very good. If you want to practice with someone, I'm happy to play games at some point in the future. I can stay now, but you should not be playing all by yourself.
you get to think of more moves this way, both on offense and defense.
Solitude is sometimes the best teacher. Have a good day. And this passerby continues walking, and Carver says, man, some people are real jackasses, you know that?
Hey, it's a benefit. Being such a grand people person, I guess.
For what it's worth, I saw you looking at the horse before that guy even came over here.
I wouldn't have got that.
You'll get there.
Perhaps.
Well, it is getting late. You up for one more, or are you gonna scoot?
I gotta move. I got a thing I gotta worry about.
All right, Fitz.
As much as I love losing, we'll take a break from here.
Hey, we both love losing. Well, we both love when you lose. Equally, I assume. All right. Well, you take care. You know where to find me if you want another game. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the pieces back at their starting points.
Okay.
Slap the table twice, and move on to my business.
Okay. Grab your rapier.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that's probably first, and then you take off. And as you look back at the table, the figure is gone. And you continue walking through the wallows. A bittersweet sort of melancholy follows you around most of the day. As towards the earlier part of sunset, there is a lot of shadow and almost no evidence of a sunset present in this district. Walking by, groups of people, families, children playing in the afternoon, all of them tend to give you quite a berth. Especially those paying attention to their surroundings tend to recognize Fitz as he passes through the area and will either lose eye contact immediately or usher their children slightly out of sight. But the wake of silence and absence that Fitz leaves in his trail is obvious. How are you feeling right now?
I mean, there's the feelings and the eyes and the sights and the attitudes of people around them. I've gotten used to them. I've definitely. It was weird at first, but there comes a time when it becomes pattern. And when it becomes pattern, you kind of just start to forget about it. So, and typically just trying to live in the way I'm living now. Just trying to accept that that's the way it's got to be.
And where's Fitz heading?
I mean, unless I have a case or anything of note, I think I would be heading back to probably back home.
Okay. You head towards a corner tavern on one of these side streets, not on a major thoroughfare or road, but the Naughty Duchess, the tavern you've called home for a number of weeks at this point. It's quiet, out of the way. They don't have many busy nights, but they do okay. Thanks partially to the work you've done for them in the past. As you enter in to the tavern's interior, you are greeted with the familiar bartender, who is also partially a landlord to you, Gunther Baselli. As he sees you come in, he greets you warmly and says, "Oh, Fitz, thank God you're here. Listen, I hate
Something the matter.
I hate to keep doing this every time you come in, but something's going on with Sybil today. I have no idea what's gotten into him, and at that point you hear a pile of plates from some kitchen further behind the bar fall to the ground and shatter, and he lets out a deep sigh and says, "That's the 4th time today. Can you please just go ask him what the fuck is going on?"
I can do that.
I appreciate you.
You make sure you didn't forget any dates this time.
I remembered every single one. I wrote them all down. I put them on the calendar this time. It's not my fucking fault.
Okay. Just trying to take away as many possibilities as possible.
And I hate
go in
asking
there.
this. You know, I
No,
wouldn't
it's
ask
fine.
this if there was anyone else.
It's fine.
Thanks.
Vasily, I promise.
Thanks, kid. And you walk back into the kitchen where there are a slew of shattered plates, toppled glasses, and in the middle of the room, Sybil Baselli, Gunther's wife, stands in the middle of this partial chaos with their hand held shamefully and stressfully on their forehead and says, I'm sorry, Fitz. I know listen, okay. It's these damn fucking hands. I just can't. I don't know what's going on. Look.
What's going on, Miss
And
Vasily?
they gesture towards a pile of plates and concentrate almost for a second on the plates as they move their hand against this pile, and they topple as this hand moves through them. The plates topple to the ground, which is strange.
That doesn't make any sense.
Fitz, I can feel the plates. I don't know how else to say it. I can affect them.
Looking around, I can see that. You are touching quite a number of them.
Well, I was trying to clean. You know, God, he doesn't clean shit. He doesn't pick up after himself. It was all my job. Now all of a sudden I got to pick up after him, but I can't. But I can maybe.
How about this? How about one plate at a time, not collections of plates? I'll help as well.
You're right.
Hey, take. You got. There's a lot of progress here. Progress is being made. No. Progress is being made. It's fine.
I would need to clean less if, that piece of shit out there could do it himself.
I will be sure to tell him to pick up the cleaning duty, or at least hire somebody to clean if he forgets.
God, look at us. Putting you in the middle of our business.
Hey, it's the least I can do.
No, Fitzy, it's not right for us to do that to you. I'm sorry.
You helped me when I was down and out. I'm here for you both.
Sort of just walks over you and puts her very cold hand on the side of your cheek. Says, "Oh, you're such a good boy."
Now, let's get to cleaning, shall we?
Oh my! At least bring that sorry piece of shit in here to help you. I can't watch this.
I'll inform him of the issue.
Thank you. Yes. And with that, she fades.
I'll head back to the front. Well, I kind of figured out your problem.
Oh?
Well, there's several levels to the problem, it seems.
Is any one of them an anniversary or something? I forgot.
No, you
Christ.
didn't
Okay.
miss any dates this time. You're
Good.
fine this time.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'll take it.
Well, this is a two-layered situation. She's gotten to the level of being in her condition where she can affect the physical world. As you heard and seen,
Interesting. I didn't know there was levels. Okay.
It's a learning thing for me too. But
Okay.
well, she's also asking me to tell you to clean the damn dishes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's trying to help.
I will do what I can. He just sort of addresses the room where you know nothing is, but he just sort of shouts that out to the empty space.
Well, she wants us to go back there and clean up the mess that she's been practicing with.
I appreciate it. I will take care of that. And he sort of fills up a glass, puts it on the bar for you, and says, "You take that. You go relax. I appreciate your assistance. I will take care of the kitchen, and I will do the dishes."
If it helps decrease my rent, I'm good as a bartender, maybe.
Okay, you want to work weekends?
I mean, I'll work anytime I'm not busy with the case.
Well, I'll leave that judgment up to you, but I would appreciate the help if available. Don't put yourself too thin. You don't need to be stretched out in so many different directions.
Oh, well, one of the reasons why I'm still alive. Stuck my head in a lot of people's business.
Hey, we're lucky for it.
To luck. Takes the glass and moves to like a corner of the bar.
He'll throw the towel over his shoulder and walk back into the other room. You just hear him picking up plates for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is there anything else you'd like to do with your day? Now, I will remind you, you do have a partially active case, but you know you can't really start on its trail until you hear back from the Bastions.
Yeah. I think with that in mind, I'll head up to my apartment above the tavern, just to like look at the case notes I do have, review those, and just look at any other cold cases or cases that I may have from other clientele that can keep my mind busy, because listening to my own voice is a journey. So.
Okay. So you spend the night reviewing case notes. Drinking, I assume, is also involved.
Yes.
And eventually you drift off for the night into that, what can be called peaceful sleep for you. There are always, I don't know if you'd call them dreams, there are always pieces of something. Whether or not it's the day's events being filed away in your mind, whether or not it's visions of something else, you're not sure. They're always foggy. They're always chaotic. And most of the time, they never feel like yours. But after a normal night of tossing and turning, Fitz wakes up. Another day, same as it ever was.
In that case, I'm gonna go downstairs. If there's any chaos, I'll mediate.
There is no chaos, but as you descend the staircase, you hear Gunther pipe up. Hey, you got mail.
They say from who?
They didn't really say. They just sort of dropped it off with me. I told them you were staying with us, but and he holds up an envelope with a bright red seal covering it, a wax seal depicting the symbol of Abidon, this sort of bright golden geographic symbol. And it's a symbol you've seen in your past. You recognize this is the symbol that the Bastions use to seal their communications.
Okay. I'll walk up and I'll take it. I'm just gonna sit at the counter. Just pop that baby open.
Okay. The letter reads, Dear Frost Fitzgerald, I am honored to announce to you that you have been invited to apply for the position of Bastion. We have received your application, and your introduction test will take place at the Lucky Hare Inn 3 days from now at noon.
Do I know where that place is, or is that like...
Make a history check.
Sure.
There's a lot of taverns in this city.
Yeah. Sure. 19.
19. You know exactly where it is. The Lucky Hare Tavern is on the main thoroughfare of Champions Row. It is not necessarily a dive bar, but one you would definitely call rowdier than most on a good night. It is a place where gladiators, pit fighters, mercenaries, rogue adventurers all come and culminate and occasionally break out into drunken brawls and random bets to see who can do something the most or fastest or whatever.
Gotcha. I've been accepted to take the test, it seems.
Accepted to
become a Bastion.
Ooh. He's just sort of like, ooh. Okay. So, what is that? Are you okay with that?
I mean, I signed up for it, so...
Right, but we can all do things and then wake up the next morning and say, oof, that was a bad decision. Is this still a thing you want to do?
My passion for the job never went away. I'm still loyal to the city and its protection. Just had to do it through a different avenue. And if becoming a Champions Bastion Row... Champions Row Bastion.
Yeah, I got
it. If becoming a Bastion of that area makes that happen, then that's the path I'm going to go through.
All right. Well, if this means that your name can get a little bit less muddy in people's minds, I say you deserve it, honestly.
There's part of me that says I don't care about my reputation as long as I get the job done, but I hope you're right.
Well, even if this isn't the best chance for that to happen, you'll find a way. You know? All I've ever seen you do is help people. Even here. You know? People... I mean, yeah, people don't listen to the citizens of the Wallows, but I've never quite known somebody to quite literally be the voice for the voiceless, if you catch my drift.
Thought it wasn't fair. So, someone's got to make it fair. Someone's got to do right by them. By everyone.
No. He takes out a bottle of whiskey, and it's real early. But he puts out 2 shot glasses and fills both of them while you're talking. And he pushes one over towards you and lifts his up and says, to change people's minds, huh?
To change people's minds.
Clink. Shoots it back.
Gonna do a Constitution 7 throw.
It's like 7 a.m. It's not that early.
Oh, it's a 6.
Ooh, that's a hefty shot. oh. I figured top shelf for this sort of thing. You know what I mean?
I'm certainly awake.
Oh, it's been a while. Oh, put some hair on your fucking chest. All right. Oh, yep. He just sort of like goes to clean the 2 glasses. You just hear coughing continuously from the back room.
Can you top me off? I'm gonna take out one of my flask and I'm gonna put it on the table.
Yeah, sure thing. He'll top you up with your usual, your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck out there.
Thanks. Again, 2 knocks. And then he's gonna up and leave.
Hell yeah. Where's he going? Where's
Where am I going?
Where's
I
Fitz gonna journey around?
I'm gonna do my normal walk around the city.
Okay.
Just walking, wandering, seeing if anyone needs help.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me if you'd be so kind, as you're mulling about. Also, it'd probably be a good idea for me to get your passive perception, since I'm sure that's gonna be fucking crazy.
Sure.
That's gonna be a problem for me.
You found my secret.
No.
You found where I was headed.
I found your secret. You hate me.
You found the thing I will min-max towards. It's a 17 right now.
17's not bad for a level 3 adventure.
No, it is not. And it's gonna get higher when we get level 4. Watch out now.
So, if you'd be so kind as to give me a perception check.
Sure. And that is the first natural 20.
Oh my god. Natural 20 in session 1. Session 0 even. All right. Well, that's pretty fucking good. What you see as you're walking about is there's that ever-present dance that you've come to know in the past month or so of these 2 worlds overlapping that really only you have the ability to witness. And it leads to a lot of strange circumstances or situations or events that only you can really participate in. With that natural 20, as you're walking around the city, at a certain point, probably earlier in the morning, you see this half-elven mother who looks like she's, just dressed in like a simple shawl, very common clothes, and shepherding these 2 children around through the city. And at a certain point, not as if you're following them, but just as if fate is leading you in the same direction, you eventually see that this small satchel that the woman was carrying under her shawl, she stops at this small alleyway and places down a few objects. Takes your interest for a second. You watch as she lights a few candles and lays a small bouquet of these bluish, almost like tulips, and creates this tiny little shrine, almost as if remembering somebody who passed away here. And you see her collect her 2 children and just share a moment of silence as the children, they don't seem old enough to really understand why this one would be here. With a natural 20, what you do notice is an elvish figure probably about 20 feet away from them, just watching this family. And occasionally, without even noticing it, someone will walk right through them. You know who that probably was.
Yeah. I'm gonna make my way from the family to the lone individual. Just purposefully, look, like I'm walking beside them, so that they know that I can see them. and just I would offer a drink, but haven't quite figured that part out yet.
There's a moment where this figure freezes, almost like he's scared, and then realizes that you're actually speaking directly to him.
Mm-hmm.
Looks around to see if there's anybody else. No one within social distance of talking. I'm sorry, are you speaking to me?
Looks directly into their eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. It's been so long. I'm so sorry.
No.
Oh.
It's a special occurrence. And I'll offer my hand for him to take.
He will reach out almost instinctively, as if the first memory of who he was leaps to his hand and reaches for yours, and it passes right through, and he holds it up, almost embarrassed that he thought
No.
for a moment he was still alive.
Yeah. And Fitz is going to keep his hand there. Try again. Slow.
And with that reassurance, there's almost like a kind smile as he mimics what would have been a handshake at one point. Thank you. I pray. Would you give them a message for me?
Of course.
Tell them Oba is fine. And you see at that point he almost breaks a little bit, but tries to steel himself.
Mm-hmm.
He left you something. Tell them to look in the attic. The old wooden cupboard. Would you do this for me?
No problem.
I was saving up for a trip for us to leave this city for at least a little bit, to see the world. Unfortunately, well, he points towards the alley where they're currently huddled. I didn't make it home from that alley that night. If they could use that for anything to help with food or the children's education, please, I beg you.
I'll do it. And looking at the alleyway itself, I'm already trying to make a crime scene report of what may have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Already trying to solve it, solve the murder,
Mm-hmm.
the mystery.
Make an investigation check if you want to from this distance.
I can, sure.
It's almost instinctual for you, so the DC's not super high.
The dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You will know that the fact that this guy is here means that this probably happened a good number of months ago at the very earliest.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing you notice about the family in the alleyway is the distinct 3 candles. Usually when a small shrine like this is set up, it's meant to represent the number of years it's been.
Mm.
So there's a good chance that this happened a number of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say from examining this individual as he exists now, you can see an alleyway like that, walking at night, knife wound to the side, probably didn't even see who it was. Very clearly a mugging.
Yeah. I said this is a rare occurrence. Not many people. I think I might be the only one who can do these things, but if I can, I'll also try to find out who's responsible for that. Looking down at the knife wound.
You are truly kind, honestly. This has been something I've had to make peace with, unfortunately. It's been some time, but I don't quite know how long. If you can, I appreciate any help in bringing the person to justice, but I truly care for them. Please, if you can just tell them that I miss them. No need to
Do you
solve.
remember their names?
Yes. And he points with a shaky hand towards the figures in the alley. The half-elven woman he calls Zyla. With a Z.
Mm-hmm.
He points towards the smaller daughter. Says, that is Samantha. And points towards the other side where the young half-elven male is and says, that is my little Devon. I hardly recognize him.
Do I know that if I help give those in the other plane, because he said, I don't know how long it's been. If I give him how long it's been, does that help them or hurt them? Like, what does...
Sorry. It is different from the various cases you've seen. Sometimes giving them details or pieces of information they don't have will fill in parts of their memory that have left them. Other times it just passes right through them like physical objects do, and they don't even understand what you're trying to say. So it's always worth a try, but no guarantees.
And I'm guessing you're Oba.
That is what they called me. It was
Good
hard.
name.
Well, it was hard for the children to pronounce Obris. So they just called me Oba. And he just sort of shares this slightly sad moment with you that you're all too familiar with, unfortunately.
Yeah. And as we're looking at the candles and looking at them set the scene, you've been watching them for 3 years.
3 years. Every year on this day. Yes. My. I assume it's harder to notice how much they've grown with mixed lineages like that.
I'm sure that they can feel your presence in somewhere. And the stronger you feel for them, the more you'll remember, the more you'll feel connected to them. So keep repeating their names. Don't remember how much you miss them. Remember how much you love them. And, well, you'll be able to do more with your afterlife.
As you say this and turn back to look at this individual, there are tears. But almost like his face doesn't realize he's crying. Like it's something he's forgotten how to do until this moment. And he reaches up and touches his face.
Crying's a big one.
I could never truly repay you for your kindness.
No payment necessary. It's ironic I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna move over and I'm gonna slap him on the shoulder, and I want it to connect. Like he feels it physically.
Okay.
Would you give me this luxury?
Yes.
And I'm gonna pat him. I'm gonna do what I've done with everyone. Twice.
2 pats.
2 pats.
Okay.
Live your life.
I think there's a warmness that you almost feel in this moment as he does begin to slowly fade away. Not in a sad sort of loss of spirit, but more of a letting go and finally being at a kind of peace.
I'm not gonna look back at them as they're transitioning, but I am going to approach the family.
Okay. Before you do, on your way over there, you, with your passive perception, which is something I'm going to keep in mind in this campaign, I'm going to try. Hold me to it.
I will. Oh, I will. As that number increases, I will.
Motherfucker. It's not always going to be great. I'll warn you of that right now.
Hey, I'm living in 2 worlds. That shit ain't gonna be great for a lot of stuff.
Well, as you walk...
Ghosts be spooky.
Ghosts do be spooky, and most people can't see them. So as you begin walking towards the family members, you do notice a few people on the other side of the street, in the windows of some of the buildings, are just watching you, as you only surmise, talk to yourself for the last 5 minutes, and they all know who you are. None of them approach.
I pay them no mind. Honestly.
Yeah, they're nothing to you at this point, really.
They're not important for the task at hand, the job. And I'm gonna walk up to Zyla. Sorry for your loss.
Immediately startled. Oh. And you can see that she is crying. Both of the kids look like they know they should be sad, but don't know exactly what about or how to express it. She says, thank you, and quickly wipes away her tears.
My name is Fitz. I have a message from someone.
At the name mentioned, there's almost like a ringing of a bell, like she should know that name, but you don't see the same sort of recognition that most people give you.
And he looks at her, looks at their kids. Obo would like to tell you he's fine.
As soon as you say that name, there is a breaking down of walls that I'm sure she didn't even know were there. As emotion overtakes her and she stands to her feet and says, I'm sorry, what did you just say?
He wants to let you know that he left you something. In your attic, there should be a old wooden cupboard. He left you something to help take care of you all. Of Samantha and Devin.
Oh. How could you know this?
Well, he's been kindly waiting over there. Not physically. It's hard to explain.
She's immediately just staring over there, trying to see over the crowd, but you know it's hopeless.
Yeah. Just know that he's been watching. Making sure you've been okay. From the other side.
The little girl chimes in and says, does he know Father? I believe he does. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Fitz. He asks me to tell you to maybe go on a vacation. Spend some time outside the city. Help pay for the kids' college.
And at this realization, she does actually start to cry. The little boy looks up to her and says, Mother, are you all right? She says, I'm fine. I have to tell you, I've never put much faith in these kinds of things, but thank you.
And I'll nod, and then I'll bend down to like get on the crack to get on eye level with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Your father was a smart man. He made sure that your two's future is quite bright. So, with that in mind, you better make the most of it. Don't waste what he gave you.
And there's sort of like a slow absorbing of the words. You're sure maybe in a few years they'll understand what you said, but these kids are very young. However, you do notice that the mother is currently holding this handkerchief up to her mouth and looking away, shoulders moving as if uncontrollably emotional. And the kids say, all right, well, if you knew father, you must be a friend.
I hope to be.
Thank you.
Gonna stand up.
And
They're gonna obviously see like one of his hands is not real.
I think at that, the little boy's like, oh, like immediately more interested in that than what you just said.
Yeah.
Like every little boy would be. And the mother turns around, regaining the composure, says, all right, kids, I think we should head home. And looks back to you and says, again, thank you. I've been doing this for years, and this is the first time it felt like he was here.
Doing what you've been doing made him stronger. Let me tell you what he wanted me to tell you. Like I said, he's watching, making sure you're all okay.
Well, best not keep him waiting. And there is a drastic shift. Not unnaturally, but an acceptance has washed over this individual as you've given them a bead of light in this very dark tunnel. And with one more bow and thanks, they will usher their slightly distracted children away as they are now whispering about your arm.
Yeah. Well, with that arm, like, make sure to check it, make sure it's all good.
Seems to be functioning properly.
Yeah, reach in to the coat pocket, screw it, and just a small little appreciative spill.
Okay.
Take a sip.
Of course. Got it.
Do another con save. That's much better. That's a 14.
Hey, you're putting these on yourself. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I do have advantage against disease and being poisoned, but
okay. There it is.
Well, that's what happens when you're a hobgoblin, all right?
Hey, you know what? I love it.
Yeah.
So, as you waltz through the city, back to the streets that you know, looking out to help others and contemplate what's next for Frost Fitzgerald.
Just Fitz.
The narrator gets to do whatever it is.
How dare you?
Fitz. as you contemplate what to do next, I believe that is where we can go ahead and begin your story. Okay.
That was fun.
Hell yeah, dude. That was sick.
That was great.
I didn't expect it to be that emotional, but hell yeah, natural 20s will get you there.
Hey, buddy, let's go.
Fuck yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing what Fitzgerald gets up to in the rest of the campaign. Is that how his name would be? It's not Frost Fitz. It's just Fitz.
It's
Is it Fitzgerald?
It's Fitzgerald. He'll just say he won't even say his last name. He'll just be like Fitz.
I like share. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
just call me Fitz.
Well, with that, we will bring your prologue to a close, and we will see Fitz again in the first episode of Chaos Theory.
Ooh.